Hi, Ted Nelkin, and thank you for viewing the June 2007 HLT&T update. HLT&T, where you need to be for all types of sports and sports memorabilia. You know, at HLT&T, we like an expression. We say history's happening all around you. Last year, they had a Super Bowl. This year, they're having a Super Bowl. Last year, they had a World Series. This year, they're having a World Series. These are now memorabilia. This is something you need to be thinking about. Like I say, it's the easiest thing in the world to just watch this stuff happen and say, you know, they were valuable back then and I could have had them. They were on the shelf, but I passed on them. Don't make that mistake. That's the reason I'm standing around all of these pennants. Pennants are one of the more recognizable memorances of a game or a championship. That's the reason that I'm pointing this out, and that's the reason why you need to be thinking about this. Don't just sit idly by as your favorite team wins and say, I wish I had something later. People often ask me, what's the most popular gift idea? Those ideas vary all the time, but one thing we always try to remember are photos, be they framed photos like these or unframed photos, such as the Day 6 Astros no-hit the New York Yankees, or Jeff Bagwell as he unloaded one of his over 400 career home runs. Photos are a great way of giving a gift and helping a fan remember a great highlight or a great accomplishment of his favorite team or player. That's what sports is all about, remembering great events. Like I'm saying throughout this, history is not something that just happens. History is something that you want to remember, and it's happening all around you, and don't miss it. That's all. This time around, we're going to talk about Vince Young again. We're going to talk about Vince until we get it right, because you need to have Vince Young's rookie card in your collection. He's the guy who does things differently than anybody else. He's the guy who's revolutionizing the position. He's the guy who they're going to be talking about down the line when they look at other quarterbacks. They're going to be saying, well, how does he compare to Vince Young? That's what type of player he is, and that's the reason why you need this card. They're thinking of it thanks to part. Begins with Lou Gehrig. Had a monumental 1925 when he was announced as the pinch hitter for the New York Yankees. On June the 3rd, Lou Gehrig hit 4 home runs against the Philadelphia A's. And on June the 2nd, we remember Lou Gehrig's passing, June the 2nd, 1941. Coincidentally, the same date as the day Babe Ruth announced his retirement. But today, we're thinking about the Yankees' Iron Horse. And there's a lot to think about in the first week in June with baseball season cooking throughout history. And it was exactly that point that James L. Thayer was thinking about when he wrote Casey at the bat on this date in 1888. Nolan Ryan threw his first no-hitter for his 100th career victory. Joe Niekro won a game that made Joe and Phil the all-time brothers combination. But today, I'm thinking about you, the fans, Astro fans in particular, who on this date, in 1989, endured a 7-hour, 22-inning game, the longest game in the history of the National League. Astros beat the Dodgers 5-4 in the one and only Houston Astrodome. Ah, memories of the 8th wonder of the world, the Houston Astrodome. Well, that's it. That's our June update. I'm Ted Nelkin for HLT&T Sports, and I'd like to stress again the importance of Casey at the bat and direct you to our website, www.hltt.com. Click on my name, Ted Nelkin, and get the whole poem of Ernest L. Thayer's Casey at the Bat from 1888. 1888, 119 years, and it's still just as important today. And still just as relevant, and I'm sure you can relate it to some game or somebody you've seen. That's all for now, but let's take a moment, put on my Alamo coonskin cap in tribute to the Western Conference champions, San Antonio Spurs. See you next time on www.HLTT.com.
Yeah!